Published in 1859, A Tale of Two Cities is one of Charles Dickens's most powerful historical novels. Set against the violent backdrop of the French Revolution, the story unfolds between London and Paris, exploring themes of sacrifice, resurrection, love, revenge, and justice. With its famous opening line, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times," the novel immediately establishes a world divided by extremes of hope and despair. Dickens uses individual lives to reveal the human cost of political oppression and revolutionary violence. At the heart of the novel is a profound question. Can love and self-sacrifice redeem even the darkest circumstances? The novel opens in 1775, during a time of great unrest. France is ruled by a cruel aristocracy, while the poor suffer under heavy taxation, hunger, and injustice. England, though more stable, is still plagued by social inequality and harsh laws. Dickens paints France as a society on the brink of explosion. The cruelty of the nobility, particularly the Marquis Saint-Evremond, who runs over a child without remorse, demonstrates the moral decay of the ruling class. This oppression fuels the anger that will soon erupt into revolution. One of the novel's central characters is Dr. Alexandre Manette, a French physician who has spent 18 years imprisoned in the Bastille without trial. When the story begins, he has just been released, emotionally broken and obsessed with shoemaking, a habit formed during captivity. Dr. Manette is reunited with his daughter, Lucie Manette, whom he barely remembers. Lucie becomes his emotional anchor, slowly restoring his sanity and sense of self. This reunion introduces one of the novel's key themes: resurrection, the idea that people and societies can be reborn after suffering. Lucie represents compassion, love, and healing, qualities that stand in contrast to the hatred and violence surrounding the revolution. Another central figure is Charles Darnay, a French aristocrat who rejects his family's cruelty. Ashamed of his lineage, Darnay renounces his inheritance and moves to England, determined to live an honest life. Darnay is put on trial in England for treason, but is acquitted thanks to his lawyer, Carton, whose uncanny resemblance to him creates reasonable doubt. This moment establishes a critical connection between the two men. Darnay falls in love with Lucie Manette and eventually marries her. Dr. Manette initially opposes the marriage upon learning Darnay's aristocratic background, but ultimately gives his blessing, believing the past should not dictate the future. Carton is one of Dickens's most complex characters. Brilliant but deeply cynical, Carton sees himself as a failure. He drinks heavily, lacks ambition, and believes his life has no purpose. Despite this, Carton develops a quiet, selfless love for Lucie. He never expects his feelings to be returned, but vows that he would do anything for her happiness, even give his life. Carton's inner struggle forms the emotional core of the novel. Though he seems insignificant and broken, Dickens slowly reveals that Carton possesses the greatest potential for moral greatness. As the French Revolution intensifies, the story shifts focus to Paris. The revolutionaries rise up, overthrowing the aristocracy. Initially driven by a desire for justice, the movement soon becomes consumed by vengeance. One of the most terrifying figures in the novel is Madame Defarge, a revolutionary leader who secretly knits the names of those condemned to die. Her hatred is deeply personal. Her family was destroyed by the Evremond brothers, including Darnay's ancestors. Unlike Lucie, who heals and restores, Madame Defarge represents relentless revenge. She believes that every member of the Evremond bloodline, including Lucie and her child, must be destroyed. The revolution devolves into the Reign of Terror, where thousands are executed by the guillotine. Justice becomes indistinguishable from cruelty, and innocence offers no protection. Charles Darnay, now living safely in England, returns to France after receiving a desperate letter from a former servant. Upon arrival, he is arrested as an emigrant aristocrat and imprisoned. Dr. Manette initially uses his status as a former Bastille prisoner to protect Darnay, gaining influence among the revolutionaries. However, his past soon returns to haunt him. During Darnay's second trial, a shocking document is revealed, a letter written by Dr. Manette himself during his imprisonment. In the letter, he describes how the Evrémonde brothers committed horrific crimes against a peasant family, leading to his wrongful imprisonment. Unknowingly, Dr. Manette condemns his own son-in-law. The letter seals Darnay's fate, and he is sentenced to death. This moment highlights the tragic irony of the novel. Even noble intentions can lead to destruction when trapped within systems of vengeance. Determined to save Lucie from despair, Sidney Carton travels to Paris. Using his physical resemblance to Darnay, Carton devises a daring plan. With the help of a spy and some bribery, Carton enters Darnay's prison cell, drugs him, and switches clothes. Darnay is smuggled out of France with Lucie and their family. Carton remains behind, fully aware that he will be executed in Darnay's place. As he approaches the guillotine, Carton finds peace for the first time in his life. He comforts a young seamstress and reflects on the future happiness of those he saves. His final thoughts: "It is a far, far better thing that I do than I have ever done," cement his transformation from a wasted life into a heroic one. Carton's death stands in stark contrast to the violence of the Revolution. While many die for hatred, Carton dies for love. His sacrifice embodies Dickens's belief that redemption is possible even for those who feel worthless. Madame Defarge, consumed by vengeance, meets her end violently, symbolizing the self-destructive nature of hatred. Lucie, Darnay, and their family escape to England, carrying with them the memory of Carton's love and sacrifice. A Tale of Two Cities explores powerful themes: resurrection and rebirth, the dangers of unchecked revenge, the redemptive power of love, social injustice and moral responsibility, personal sacrifice for the greater good. Dickens condemns both aristocratic cruelty and revolutionary violence, arguing that injustice breeds destruction on all sides. Dickens's vivid imagery, dramatic contrasts, and symbolic characters give the novel its enduring power. His use of doubles, Darnay and Carton, London and Paris, reinforces the theme of duality. The novel remains one of the best-selling books of all time and continues to resonate as a warning against dehumanization and moral extremism. A Tale of Two Cities is a profound meditation on suffering, love, and redemption. Against the chaos of revolution, Dickens reminds readers that true greatness lies not in power or revenge, but in compassion and self-sacrifice. Through Sidney Carton's final act, the novel affirms that even in the darkest times, one life given in love can restore hope, and that is the greatest revolution of all. Thank you so much for watching. Your support helps this channel grow. Please like the video, subscribe, and comment your favorite book so I know what to summarize next.